Twitter was a CIA operation or FBI operation, just the same way as TikTok is a People's Liberation Army operation. And I don't say that in any conspiratorial way, but rather we know that the FBI, for example, had a direct portal at Twitter where they could upload their concerns to Twitter, and Twitter would censor their enemies. They had the same thing going on during the pandemic where Fauci would give them lists of, skeptics. We know that other countries use Twitter to spy on dissidents. Saudi Arabia had some staff arrested for that. We know the old Twitter board had, Secretary of State type people like deep state. Like, what are you doing in a social media tech company? Well, imagine having access to all that data. What politician is looking at what? Who's having a direct message with whom? And of course, under the terms of service, you own it all. Buying Twitter, you're buying the ads, you're buying the business, but you're buying the intel. You're buying everyone's secrets. So maybe he's joking around and having fun, but underneath it, there's something deeper. I don't know. I'd love your theory. Why is Elon Musk buying something that's regarded as a game or an addiction? What's he doing?
Well, I mean, we could take his own stated purposes at face value, which seems not to be a losing strategy with Elon Musk from what I've seen throughout the years with him. And his statement was that there should be a place that's not heavily restricted free speech, that's not heavily biased. He said that the furthest right and the furthest left should be equally mad at the company, not one side being outraged and the other side quite happy or mad for funny reasons. A lot of his decision-making followed. He went on the podcast for the satire site, the Babylon Bee, with Seth Dillon and them, and he sat down and he talked to him, and I was a big fan of is a big fan of the Babylon Bee. And then the next thing you know, Twitter decided to lock the Babylon Bee out for making a joke about Richard Levine, if I remember correctly, or Rachel, or whatever the hell we're supposed to call this person. And in making that joke and getting locked out of Twitter, it's like, Babylon Bee made a beautiful joke about it. They said, the person who locked the Babylon Bee's account now wondering if he's in hot water, because that seemed to have triggered a kind of moment in Elon, if we look kind of again at face value, where he recognized that if you're censoring satire to this degree, something is badly wrong. And it could be that there's no other deeper motivation than that he believes that this is what needs to be done. If you look at his big projects, whether electric cars, whether this boring company, whether the internet with the Starlink, whether the SpaceX, the space travel and maybe colonization of Mars, it seems almost like, and even the Neuralink, it's almost as though he knows the kinds of technological advances that, if we might refer to it as the regime, that they want to use and take advantage of. His interest in cryptocurrency was another example of this. And it almost seems like he likes to get ahead of them, them controlling all of social media and tech through their, whether it's ESG cabal or whatever, or Davos commitment or whatever it happens to be. It's something that would fall into a pattern with Elon Musk of not trusting that kind of unipole of all power and panopticon capacity. On the other hand, he's also, you said he's buying access to all of this data, which who knows what he could do with it, all this intel. But he also says that he believes, and has said for years, that he believes that direct messages should be peer-to-peer encrypted and all of these other kinds of security measures that don't currently exist. So it is possible that he genuinely thinks that we should have a kind of wild, wild west open marketplace of ideas. And as far as what he's doing, it's fascinating to watch. I don't honestly believe he fully knows what he's doing, and this makes Elon Musk fans very upset. But I do also think that he is a very quick learner, and he's very savvy at picking up on a game as he's playing it and then playing it to win and doing very well at that. So it may come out to be this kind of uncontrolled or, limited control kind of environment for free speech that we haven't had in a number of years. That would be a tremendous mark outside of the broad regime. What his ultimate goals with that are, though, I shouldn't guess and couldn't guess.
What you just saw was an excerpt from my nightly show, the Ezra Levant Show. Every weekday, I do a monologue. Usually it's about half an hour. Then I interview an interesting guest, and then we read my hate mail or my fan mail, whichever is more fun. It's only available behind a paywall, though. That's how we pay our bills here at Rebel News. We don't take a dime from Justin Trudeau. But the good news is it's only $8 a month, about half the price of Netflix. And in addition to my nightly show, you also get weekly shows from 4 other friends here at Rebel News. So you're getting 36 shows a month just for $8. I think it's worth it. And even if you're not quite sure, do it anyways, because we rely on viewers like you to keep us free and independent. I promise you I'll never take a dime from Trudeau. Just go to rebelnewsplus.com and click subscribe. Thanks.